are these ordinary Ukrainians? Look at them. Are they ordinary Ukrainians? Sorry, are you a pilot? Because it is written you are a pilot.
Can I speak Ukrainian?
Yeah, of course.
Всі
Тобто ви
чогось
хочете
чекають.
проти Зеленського?
Дивіться, я так не сказав.
Ну,
Розумієте?
я
Натяк. Розумієте натяк? Натяк в тому, що рік тому я на цьому майдані вийшов зі своїми хлопцями, виїхав на своїм...
This is called, I mean, what Trump did. This is called make Russia great again. Russia is getting richer and richer, and it means it can attack Kyiv and Ukraine endlessly. Actually, you can hear everything. Yeah, make Russia great again. Thank you, Trump.
Чому ви голодуєте? А просто нема що їсти? Можна вам трохи допомогти? Ну, а що ви?
And then they say that we Ukrainians are doomed. What do you think?
70 гривен. В магазине самый дорогой это 45 долларов.
Прохання евакуюватися до укриття. Перше. Аларм. Please evacuate to shelter. Повітряна тривога. Прохання.
Greetings from the capital of freedom. In this video I will show you how we ordinary residents of Kyiv live in our city during the war. So today is the 22nd of March 2026, and what's the news in Kyiv? You know, my dear friends, in all my videos I say ordinary Ukrainians, how ordinary Ukrainians live, and you may ask, who are these ordinary Ukrainians? Well, an ordinary Ukrainian can't say, well, I'm so tired, I'm exhausted, I need to recharge, I want to find an escape, I want to get away from this terrible war reality. And he or she will book a holiday somewhere at the luxurious resort. No. Most of the Ukrainians don't have even a so-called dacha, a summer house or a village house. Most ordinary Ukrainians can't afford even buying an EcoFlow. You know, my neighbor, my neighbor, Teta Tanya, Auntie Tanya, she's the same age as my parents, so she's 62 or 63, and she has 3 jobs at the moment. At her age, it's not easy at all, because her lifetime dream is to buy an EcoFlow. Ordinary people can't afford buying an EcoFlow. And I asked her, like, why do you need it so much? And she said, you know, when I come back and there is a power outage, I have no electricity and I can't switch TV on. And my TV set is the only my companion. Yeah, there is another tragic story. She lives alone. Her son joined the Ukrainian army in 2023. And let me think, since, almost 2 years. Since 2024, she hasn't had any news from him, so he's reported as missing, but Teta Tanya doesn't lose her hope, and she thinks that he's somewhere in Russian captivity, and one day he will be exchanged. I think this is her way out, how to survive, because in such cases there is almost no hope. So her son can't help her at the moment, and she is saving money every month, I don't know, maybe 1,000 hryvnias plus 1,000 hryvnias. I'm just trying to explain you who ordinary Ukrainians are, because when a person sends me $3, I don't know, from the USA or from the UK, and writes, sorry, I can't afford helping more, but I desperately want to help, I do appreciate, and I do understand that the most of my audience are pensioners and people with a low income, and when they are watching videos from Kiev, from some people who are showing their luxurious life, they are shocked. And there is a question, there is a logical question, why should we help Ukrainians if they live like this? If they are flying business class, if they can afford luxurious resorts? Can you imagine a person is sending $10 and then some blogger or vlogger from Kiev is buying a shampoo, a bottle of shampoo for $200? I think everything is about responsibility, and when you are showing life in Kiev, life in Ukraine, you shouldn't forget that you are like the face of this country, you are representing this country, and you are forming the image of this country. Okay, that was a spontaneous speech, but 2 days ago I had a hard talk with one of my friends. He's a military man, and he has never watched my videos, but he knows in general what I'm doing. And he asked me, are you responsible enough? I asked him, like, what do you mean? And he said, are you 100% sure you are not showing any so-called forbidden locations? You are not showing our air defense working? And I told him, you can't even imagine how many episodes I have with missiles in the skies, and every time it's like, wow, there will be such a cool video, and every time I ask myself, can I post it? And the answer is no. No. There is another story. One commenter asked me, not asked me, so it was written like, guys, is she posting the same explosions she posted in her previous video? You know, maybe for you all these explosions are the same, and I do understand the same window, the same view, the same crying dog, but just believe me, for us all these explosions are completely different and with different consequences. Okay, I promised, sorry, it is windy, I promised to show you how ordinary people live in Kiev.
Good morning. Look at this girl. She doesn't care at all. Yesterday I watched a piece of video from Dubai. All the streets were empty because people are so scared of Shahed drones. Here in Kiev, nobody cares. Ну, Річі, ну що таке? Ну що ти? Що ти можеш зробити? What can we do if Russians want to kill us, to destroy our cities? What can we do?
Це до укриття. Attention. Alarm. Please evacuate to shelter. Повітряна тривога. Прохання евакуюватися до укриття. Attention. Alarm. Please evacuate to shelter.
That's how we drive here in Kiev. I still can't understand. Is it? Oh my God.
And I know for sure some people will ask, are you an ordinary Ukrainian? Well, my dear friends, I don't know. I will tell you the truth. Last winter, I felt a little bit ashamed because, you know, I live in an old building and most of my neighbors are pensioners. So when there was power outages, all the building was completely dark and only my windows were lit. And I felt ashamed, like we have an EcoFlow, they didn't and they don't. But, okay, so that you understand, when the full-scale war had started, my salary was $1,000 and the dollar exchange rate was 28 hryvnias for $1. Now, my salary is less than $500. Actually, it's about $400, and everything is because of the inflation. I don't know what to say. Is it possible for a person, actually not for a person because I have 2 kids, is it possible for a family of 3 to survive on $400? I think we are ordinary Ukrainians, and all ordinary Ukrainians are trying hard to survive right now when the prices are going up absolutely every day. Sorry, it is so windy. By the way, there is a shortage for certain products like now, yeah, because people try to stock up on some cheap rice and buckwheat at former prices, at lower prices. So when you come to the shop, you won't find any cheap cereals or rice or buckwheat, nothing. I think the same the same situation is with our favorite product, toilet paper and matches. Okay, as always, I'm trying to make silly jokes. Yesterday I was punished. I was punished for my silly joke and my perverted sense of humor. Actually, I don't feel guilty, but there was a very awkward situation. As for my students, they are not interested in politics at all. I mean, they don't follow the news at all, and I think it's a kind of a way out to how not to go mad when all the news is constantly bad. So we were discussing some hardships of students' life, and I jokingly asked one of my students, like, where did you learn to survive like this? And he seriously responded, I'm from Mariupol. Oh my God, there was dead silence in the classroom and I felt terribly awkward. It was like, I'm from Mariupol. You know, my dear friends, everything is known by comparison. Maybe, okay, I don't want to make any bad predictions, as always. As for my students, nothing has changed. Every day at 9 a.m. in the morning, we are having the nationwide minute of silence to commemorate all the fallen heroes. And then, as usual, we are having studies. So life goes on in Kiev.
A shelter. March 2026. Nothing has changed here in Ukraine. Maybe it is getting worse.
The 22nd of March 2026, and Ukraine is still fighting. We are crying, we are saying goodbye to our heroes, but we are still fighting. My dear friends, look at this man. He has a headband with the words, "I'm on a hunger strike." Let's ask him why he is protesting and what is he trying to achieve with his hunger strike. Вибачте, а можна вас запитати, чому ви голодуєте? А просто нема що їсти? Можна вам трохи допомогти? Ну, а що ви помрете з голоду?
Да нет, что там, я воду просто порядок.
Ну, я думала, у вас якийсь протест, ви щось хочете. Ну, а що буде через кілька днів? Що ви зібрались помирати чи що?
Ні, немає нічого, то я приїхав сюди.
А ви звідки?
Здалека з Донецької області.
А, з окупованої території?
Ні, там не окупована територія, там є окупанти другі. Свої.
Свої? Я теж із Краматорська. Мене звати Віта.
Половину я занесу військовим.
В мене чоловік загинув, герой України. Збили літак над Слов'янськом. Так що ми дуже всі з однієї історії. Не голодуйте, будь ласка, треба жити, бо треба перемогти якось. Вони тільки і чекають, щоб ми всі померли і заходити вже на вільну територію, вільну у лапках від нас.
У мене сусід загинув, рядом біля мене живе, Ігнатенко, назвали всю вулицю його фамілію.
Ну, у нас
Була Хрущникова, мали Ігнатенко.
живіть, я дуже вас прошу, живіть.
Спасибо.
Все, дякую вам. До побачення. I'm very impressed. I will try to translate this. I just feel like crying. So this man said that he is from Donetsk region. He lost his apartment and he is not on a hunger strike. It is written, "I'm starving." So he is starving just because he has nothing to eat. Nothing to eat. Because he has no money at all, no apartment, nothing. I gave him some money and he said I will give a half of this sum to the Ukrainian military. And I told him like there is no need because I'm like a representative of this community as well because my husband was a military man and he was killed by Russians. And I just asked him, you should leave. We all should leave because this is Russian dream that all Ukrainians would die and they will come to empty Ukraine and they will easily conquer it because there will be no one to oppose them, no one to say this is our country and you are occupiers, you are occupants. Such an I'm lacking words. I'm very impressed. You know, I'm very emotional and such stories just... We all should live, my dear friends, because one day, I know for sure, one day we will win.
Не бери сумно, не бери до голови, не зважай, все переживи, не кажи нікому, як воно тебе пече, журба на море потече, і нехай десь там буде дощ, і нехай десь там паде сніг, але твоя сила жива, бо давно давно в тебе є, бо давно в тебе є оберіг.
Yesterday one commenter wrote, "Oh, I'm so tired of her boring village videos." He's tired. I'm also tired of this war reality. What can I do? What can I do? Yesterday I talked about babas and babushkas. Kievan babushkas are quite different. They are very stylish. So I would never call them babusia. Just stylish Kievan ladies. How do we manage to survive here in Kiev, in the capital of freedom, in March 2026? Sorry, are you a pilot? Because it is written you are a pilot.
Can I speak Ukrainian?
Yeah, of course.
Of course. Okay, my name is Sergey. Із
This
Нікітос.
is your son?
Маленький. Є, так, скажімо так. От, хотів би вам трошки розповісти про це місце.
I'm from Kiev.
Yeah, I know. But ситуація в тому, що неділя 12:00, якщо ви з Києва.
Так.
Де в країні в нашій є місце більш сакральне, ніж вічі на Майдані? Чи невже немає в країні людей, яким є що сказати? І вийти на цю площу. Я сюди приїжджаю кожну неділю на 12:00. Протягом дуже тривалого часу. Як знаєте, народне навіщо? Оце ми сьогодні тут з цією метою. І я бачу, що ви знімаєте, і хотів би теж з вами, з вашою аудиторією порадитися. Що відбувається в Україні? Невже у людей немає що сказати цій владі і зібратися тут, аби знайти достойних людей, яких ми приведемо до влади? Всі
Тобто
чогось
ви хочете
чекають.
проти Зеленського?
Дивіться, я так не сказав.
Ну,
Розумієте?
Я
Натяк. Розумієте натяк? Натяк в тому, що рік тому я на цьому Майдані вийшов зі своїми хлопцями, виїхав на своєму автомобілі сюди від громадської організації, подали все, офіційні запити. І мене посадили в Лук'янівку на 2 місяці. І зараз кримінальна справа досі триває з приводу держзради, заклики щодо повалення конституційного ладу. Тоді я сказав, що доки нами править Зеленський, стає все гірше, гірше і гірше. Ось і все. І
Вибачте, ви мені не відповіли.
Да.
Ви пілот, тому що я дружина пілота.
Ви
Загиблого
дружина пілота?
Так.
Дивіться, батько оцього хлопця рідний, він пілот. От, я не пілот. Я громадський активіст. От.
You know, that's funny. Just 1 hour ago, when I was leaving my apartment on my way to the metro, I thought, like, shit, I have no script, I have no stories. It will be as always. What is the news in Kiev? I will show you everything. I hate such stupid videos of mine. But it seems I have a lot of stories because every time it's like, I should tell my friends this story. I have another story. So there is another story. 2 days ago, I visited my friend. Actually, they are not my friends. They are like friends of my friends. But we have become closer because for 3 months I have been trying hard to help them to find an apartment in Kiev. So their story briefly. They have been living in Zaporizhia for a long time, and they had a very nice apartment, 3 rooms apartment with nice furniture, with nice repairs. But then the Russian missile decided that they didn't need this apartment anymore. So the Russian missile destroyed their building. Luckily, they stayed alive, but they had no apartment anymore. And I don't know whether you know, there is a state program. It is called E-Osela. So our government, I mean the state of Ukraine, compensates you all the damages. Of course, not to the full extent, but at least. So they were given, let me think, about $50,000, and they decided to leave Zaporizhia because they don't think it is a safe place anymore. Of course, they are right. So they decided to move to Kiev. and they asked me to find an apartment for $50,000. My dear friends, it was like the mission is impossible. I tried hard, and finally we have found a tiny apartment, a tiny one-room apartment, and they invited me 2 days ago. It wasn't like a party, just they wanted to show me how they are living at the moment. And I was thinking about some gifts. I can't say they were rich people. They were so-called middle class, but now they don't have even like some necessary household items. So I decided to buy them like a blanket and 2 pillows, because I thought it was like a great gift for people who have nothing. So what is my message? Again, I will have to quote our celebrity Baba Hala. Be grateful for what you have right now, because it could be worse. And in Ukraine, in any country during the war, and I think now all the world in the state of war. So everything can change like in 1 minute. Today you have everything. My God, I hate these drivers, and there were so many complaints. There were so many complaints. All of us here are traumatized by loud noises, and these drivers, I think they should be fined. I think I should be arrested, because it's a real crime when all people are traumatized to such an extent that they are driving like this, making these terrible noises. Okay. Oh, I'm annoyed. Okay, enough. What was I talking about? A poor Ukrainian babushka Vita. Okay, I forgot. I forgot. Let's make a pause. My dear friends, today I'm invited to a housewarming party. Actually, it's not a party, because these people have no money for any parties. I just wanted to show what kind of gifts, presents Ukrainians buy. Those people, I mean, my friends from Zaporizhia had everything. They had a really cool apartment in Zaporizhia. Now they don't have even like necessary items, so I decided to buy like a blanket and some pillows, because the Russian missile took everything, and now they have nothing. This is life in Kiev during the war. Речи. That's how we live in Kiev in March 2026. The middle of March 2026, Russians are attacking us again, and I am cooking Ukrainian borscht. Ukrainian. There is only Ukrainian borscht, my dear friends. Richa. This is called willpower. Rich. Thank you for watching. Pray for Ukraine, and goodbye, and never, never, never give up.
Не бери чужого, не бери до голови, не тримай зірку уяви, не кажи нікому, як вона тобі горить. Мрія в небо полетить, і нехай десь там буде дощ, і нехай десь там буде сніг, але твоя сила жива, бо давно в тебе є, бо давно в тебе є.